Welcome to my channel, Crafting with me, Danny Jones, and welcome to the start of June-oween. I love to celebrate June-oween, and I decided to start this June-oween with this shadow box, which I got and I absolutely love. It's so versatile, so easy to use, and so perfect for any home. There are different designs and different styles that you can choose from, but I absolutely love this shabby chic, rustic style cabinet. I just think it's fantastic. And what I loved most about it is, well, first of all, I love the fact that the front of it is plexiglass. It's not glass, so I'm not afraid of it falling down, because I don't know if I'm going to put this up on a wall or put this on a shelf. And then secondly, speaking of shelves, you can take out all the shelves that you want or keep them in. Now, one of my dreams is to have a house big enough to have 2 extra rooms, one for Halloween all year long and one for Christmas. But this is the next best thing, because I think it would be fun to have some Halloween inspirations already placed in my craft room, so I can stay inspired for the seasons ahead. Now here I'm just adding a few items that I've collected. The little witch I actually made in a previous video, and that's just a little doll from the Dollar Tree that I painted up to make her more spooky. And there is my beautiful little black cat Kudu, letting me know that that little shoe was actually a gift from a friend of mine, Giselle, and I thought it was such a perfectly witchy shoe with a little pumpkin in it. I'm adding just different items that I have. Those greeting card. I had a greeting card from Dollar Tree, the little cat and the pumpkin, and a postcard from Salem, Massachusetts, from our trip up there a few years ago. And now to show you the rest, I had these 2 little cats. My little black cat Guru, and Luna is a part Siamese cat, is represented here, and some small apothecary jars from the Dollar Tree. And now all I'm doing is adding some fairy lights to my shadow box so it's not too shadowy, but I would love to have it lit up on evenings while I'm crafting in my craft room. So here's an overall look of the shadow box, and if you're interested, I'll have more information about this shadow box. I really am so glad I got this, and I think it's perfect to change it out for the different seasons without changing all of my home decor, and it keeps me inspired for the seasons to come. So I'll probably change this again for Christmas time, maybe for Christmas in July. My first inspiration came from this beautiful wreath from Grandin Road that was priced over $200, but we're going to make it for a lot less. And what I'm doing is using one of the wreaths that I already had. There's nothing like saving money by using something you already have around the house, and well, this was just sitting around, needed some new life. So here I am using these Dollar Tree little houses that I just took outside and spray painted them black, and now I'm going to recreate this beautiful wreath. Now what I did was take a little piece of wood that I also got from the Dollar Tree, painted it black, just to give a bit of a background to the little house. Because the little house has windows and a door, I didn't want it to just show off the door of my front door. So I'm creating, also this helps to adhere it to the actual wreath using glue, using hot glue. Here I'm using a little bit of dry brush strokes with some white paint just to bring out the beautiful details of that cute little dollhouse. It's incredible how different it looks now that it's painted, and with these little details, I think it's perfect for this wreath. I've seen a lot of different crafts out there using these little houses, so if you pass by them in the Dollar Tree, don't look them over, pick up at least 3, because Christmas is coming around the bend and they're perfect for little gingerbread houses as well. Now here I'm just hot gluing it onto that backing, that wood backing that I had painted black, and as you can see, I'm just using some extra, and there's me and my curlers. I mean, really. I mean, you know, those things happen. Anyway, here I'm using a popsicle stick, a large popsicle stick, just to make sure that I have that little house adhered to that piece of wood perfectly. And now I'm adding my favorite, moss. I am becoming friends with moss. I'm not going to complain about it being messy. Just go with it. I mean, I'm messy. You know, moss and I have a lot in common. Moss is messy. I'm messy. I mean, come on. It's a match made in heaven, if you ask me. So here I'm adding some moss just to give it a little more depth to this cute little mansion. Now we're going to add these beautiful branches that you can find at the Dollar Tree. Hopefully, if they're still there, I hope you can find them. If not, you can just go outside and actually paint some branches that you have around the house, around the backyard, and paint them black and add some glitter. Why not? You can do that as well. But here I'm using those Dollar Tree sticks or branches, and I think they're wonderful. Now, you know what else I found at the Dollar Tree? They had vines. They had these beautiful black vines, as you can see here, and they're also very glittery, but at least the glitter doesn't fall off as much as those sticks do. Now here I'm just adding that wonderful vine, and I love the way this mansion looks with that dry brushing technique. I think it's absolutely perfect. And here again, just adding little things. You can add bats, you can add cats, you can add spiders, whatever it is that makes you happy, that makes Halloween just come to life for you. And now I'm going to add these wonderful swirling pumpkins to match the wreath that I saw from Grandin Road. And again, these are picks that you can get at the Dollar Tree. This was such a wonderful addition to the regular stuff that they have every year. And I love that they had it not only in orange and black, but they also had it in white and black. So I'm incorporating both types of pumpkins into this wreath. Okay, I gotta breathe. I get so excited at talking about the stuff that I make, I forget to breathe, and I just talk on and on and on. But I can't breathe. I gotta make a bow. So here I am adding a bow with beautiful ribbon that I found at Hobby Lobby on clearance. Plus this Dollar Tree. I love this Dollar Tree Harlequin orange and black ribbon as well. Whatever ribbon that you have on hand, just put it together and add it to the bottom of the wreath, and you are pretty much done. Can I tell you how happy I am? But wait, no, there's more. I added polka dots, and because this is going to be a wreath for Halloween, I had to add some fairy lights. So of course I added fairy lights to the inside of this beautiful mansion, as well as to all the little branches on the outside of this wreath, just to put it on when it's night and time and it's scary and spooky. Make this really a spooky wreath with this spooky mansion. So there you have it. I hope you were inspired to do it for your own home. Now this is a blast from the past, because this, what I'm showing you right here, this tag was actually done back in springtime. And I was actually looking for another metal mason jar, but I couldn't find one. So I decided to just have a throwback Monday, I guess, and show you what I did back in spring. And what I created was a little channel using these tumbling blocks so that my little mason jar could actually hold flowers. But now it's not spring, it's fall. So let's paint it black. Let's do it. Let's just, put some paint on there and just make that little mason jar black, because that's going to be perfect for Halloween. And these mason jars, if you can find them, like I said before, don't buy one, buy three, because I cannot find them anymore, and I love them. Now, to add a little more Halloween love, I suppose, I'm going to create, a little pumpkin, a little jack-o'-lantern with these wooden pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, and really creating it into a pumpkin with the little lines, and then I'm going to create a little jack-o'-lantern face, and that's what's going to be on top of the little mason jar, and I think it's just adorable. Now again, I can use this as wall hanging, or I can use this instead of a wreath. Not that I would want to, because I have enough wreaths to put them on I literally have a Halloween wreath on every door in my home, on the inside and the outside of my doors, and given some away, and have some on my office door. I only have one office door, but who knows, I'll bring some more to the office. Everybody likes it when I decorate the office. They're like, oh boy, here comes Annie with the pumpkins again. What else is new? So now I'm using those wonderful picks. Those wonderful picks from the Dollar Tree with the glitter that just, spreads glitter all over the home. And I like it. I don't mind the glitter. And adding a little trick or treat sign and those little pumpkins, and you have a perfect little wall hanging anywhere in your home. So I hope you try this out as well. I like to call this an indie quickie because it's fast, easy, and it's so cheap and inexpensive to create. First, I'm using this little brie box, so hopefully if you have some brie this summer, you save your little boxes, because these are perfect to make vintage Halloween noisemakers. And all I'm using is some beads that I had in my craft room, some scrap paper, and this is from Hobby Lobby. I love this black and orange striped paper, so perfect for vintage Halloween. And all I'm going to do is cut it into the shape of the brie box for the front and the back of this box. Next, I crimped up some paper, and here's this, it just looks like vintage paper, and I thought this would be perfect for this decoration. And I also put some ribbon, and it's just some black and white harlequin ribbon around the box to cover it, so I wouldn't have to use paper around the box. And here we have our quality control black cat for Halloween. Gudu herself is here to check in and make sure that everything is done properly, and now she properly sits in my craft space. Does this happen to you? I know. They need to have our full attention. They are little, little pet babies, but oh my goodness, look at this. Right on top of the area I just glued, so I was worried about her getting glue on her tail. So all I'm going to do here is create a little medallion for the top of this box. It's going to be my little noisemaker box. Now I use this Johanna Parker design, and she on her website has designs and printouts that you can print out for free. Johanna Parker and Bethany Lowe are my favorite designers when it comes to vintage Halloween, and they have many ideas that you can use and share, and they do have some of these free printables on their webpage. So here I cut out that cute little cat and I put it in the middle of the medallion. Now all I have to do is add that paintbrush handle. That's what I used as a paintbrush handle because it's what I had. Some black ribbon, and of course some orange and black striped ribbon to finish it off. And I think it came out so cute. Imagine creating this with your children this summer. I have so many projects that you can do this summer, and that would be so much fun to have a little summertime Halloween party and create these wonderful noisemakers, and you can save them for when Halloween actually comes around. I loved making this. I hope you enjoy making this too. For this first DIY, I'm going to use one of those cupcake tins that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And the first thing I do is go outside and spray paint it black. And I do a little bit of speckling with some copper and orange paint as well. So you can do that either inside or outside, however you want to do it. Next, I got these wonderful, cute little vintage, retro, nostalgic cutouts for Halloween. I mean, these are images that you see all the time, the black cat and the orange pumpkin. So I thought this would be perfect to add to my retro cupcake tin. Now, the cool thing about doing this craft, this cupcake tin craft, is wonderful to do when you're getting to the end of the season, because you can take your favorite items that perhaps you didn't really incorporate into any of the other crafts that you created and just place them in here. Now, a trick that I use is I use little wooden blocks from Dollar Tree, or you can use wooden beads just to lift up any kind of images like I did there with the cat, so it wouldn't fall into the tin itself but be on the side, because I wanted that to be showcased. And all you have to do is add little items, like I'm adding here a little scarecrow that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree, and I loved it, but I didn't know what to use it for, so I'm using it in here. Any extra little pumpkins that you have, scarecrows, those little, those fairy garden, like they have little cats and little brooms, anything you like. And it's so much fun. Like here I'm using some stickers as well that I got from the Dollar Tree. So I have an owl that I put on a branch, and there it is appearing on this beautiful golden moon. And again, it's up to you. What a wonderful way to keep your family busy on Halloween. Or the kids, if they're like, oh mom, let's go trick-or-treating, let's go trick-or-treating. You can give them a tin and give them items that they can put into each of the, of the different areas. This is a great way to keep them entertained if you have a Halloween party, and that way they have something that they can go home with. It's a cute little memory. And again, it's $1 for the tin, and any of the items that you have or that other people have that might bring to the party, it's so much fun. Here I made a little broom. You can make little things, make your own little broom. I made little potion bottles from those little tiny glass bottles that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I mean, the sky's the limit. Oh, and I made these candy corns. Those are not real candy corns I'm gluing in there. Those are candy corns I made with foam clay in a previous episode. So if you can check that out, I think it's in my faux foods episode. I think I have a link over here somewhere. Anyway, just finish it up. add any kind of ribbons or buttons. Buttons are a wonderful way to add to this. I have a little ghost button that you can see I added there at the bottom. And now I'm actually using a cupcake liner, a Halloween cupcake liner, to create a little rosette at the top of the cupcake tin. And I'm adding some buttons and some ribbons, creating some bows, whatever you like. And again, any colors that you like. It could be themed, you know, it could be anything you like. And there it is. I hope you enjoyed it. Now for this next craft, I'm using one of those styrofoam cones and a styrofoam ball from Dollar Tree. And I'm also going to use my famous and happily used foam clay. What I'm going to do is recreate one of Johanna Parker's critter cupcakes. I think that's what they call them, critter cupcakes or character cupcakes. And this is going to turn out to be one of those little black cat cupcakes. So all I do is I put the styrofoam ball on top of the styrofoam cone that I had cut off. I've cut off probably 1/4 of it, the very bottom of it. And now I'm just placing the clay on top as if you would use it like fondant almost. And I'm just covering all of the styrofoam with this foam clay. And what's very cool about this foam clay is because it's foam, it acts together, or it, you know, attaches itself to the styrofoam so easily. You don't have to use glue. And now I'm going to create the ears, because this is going to be a little black cat, one of Johanna Parker's little black cats. I love all of her designs. I hope you do too. It screams vintage and retro, anything Johanna Parker. And I think Bethany Lowe is another wonderful crafter that also creates these beautiful vintage retro look. And I'm so glad that this has come back to haunt us this Halloween, because I don't know, I don't like, you know, very scary Halloween. I like the cutesy, spoopy, as I used to call it, spooky kind of Halloween. It's cute, it's fun, but it's not too scary or gross or gory for the little kids. So there you go. I've added the ears, and now I'm going to create some details around the eyes. And of course, I'm going to create a little nose for it as well. Now, you do have to wait a little while for this to dry. I would wait at least 4 to 5 hours for it to dry completely. Now, what I love about foam clay, once again, is that it does not crack. Not the same way as air dry clay does. And to paint it, it's a dream to paint it with acrylic paints, because it's such a bright white color when it dries, and not like the air dry clay kind of becomes a little grayish or something. The colors just pop on this material. It's wonderful. I really, really love it. So once I've created little embellishments, the ears, the eyes, and I create the eye sockets for the eyes themselves, I'm going to put this aside and let it dry for about 6 to 8 hours. Now, while I was painting this cute little cat, I have to tell you that my own cute little cat decided to join in, because it just was very curious as to what I was doing all night. And especially when I guess when it saw a little kitty cat face. So here is my professional advisor. That's right, Kuru, K-U-R-U. She is adorable, and she just wanted to sit there and watch as I paint. It was the most adorable moment, and I had to share this with you, because I mean, what's more Halloween than creating a little black cat with a little black cat right there in your arms? She is the sweetest little thing, and she has really filled my life and Luke's life with a lot of joy, just watching her and her little sister Luna running and scampering around the house. But she really loves to be with me here in the craft room. Well, I was very grateful to have some kitty cat supervision as I created my little Halloween vintage cat. Now here I'm going to go ahead and paint the whole project. Of course, I'm staying with the very basic Halloween colors of black, orange, and white. And of course, to make this really look vintage, we have to add that beautiful bright yellow. As you can see, I'm using just using a Q-tip here to make the little yellow eyes for this cat. And as I said before, I made a divot in the eyes so that you can see how they are exactly eye sockets. Now I'm brightening up the little kitty cat smile. And now the last touch is to add some details with some bright white paint. So here I'm adding the details of the eyebrows and whiskers, and of course outlining the ears. And this is what really perfects that vintage retro look for this kitty cat, and I'm so happy with it. I hope you try something out like this as well. Now, for our next step, let's see what else we have to do. Now again, I've let my little character dry overnight to be absolutely sure that it's all dry and nothing is going to mesh into each other. I did add a little collar with a bow tie, and I added a little bit of, I guess like icing cream on the sides or on the top of the cupcake itself, just to make it look more like a cupcake. Last but not least, I used these chenille stems to create my little legs, and of course I used straws and beads, and I created my little legs and my little arms just to make those creepy appendages finish off this cute little vintage cat. Thanks again for stopping by, and if you enjoyed this, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the adventure and come back for more Junoween, Summerween fun this season.